Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm John, this is Many a True Nerd, and this is Fallout New Vegas No Kill, and we are heading into Gomorrah to figure out what is going on inside, as has been requested by Colonel Moore. So, unusually, I'm actually going to be keeping some holdout weapons. I will go into exactly why later. I don't remember if I've actually properly explained this, but just in case I haven't, the reason why people sometimes just go into flee when nothing is going on is because I am regularly in a caution state during this playthrough. The reason I'm regularly in a caution state is because I've been triggering Legion hit squads, but I haven't been killing them, obviously. I've just been running away from them. And when you do that, the game sort of knows that there are Legions still around, and thus characters who have characters who flee when combat starts will flee as direct result. So on account of that, some people just sometimes go running around a little bit. So if you see characters like running around, that's why. It's because the game knows there are Legion hit squads which I haven't killed. Speaking of which, the receptionist panicked and ran outside. So let's have a chat with her out here then. I'm sure you have all the good dirt on what goes around here, receptionist.
I sure do.
And speech 28. Unfortunately, she doesn't have anything interesting. You can just ask her to tell you about what's going on about the strip. Nothing desperately interesting in there. Only fun little bit of lore is she does reveal that the Omertas once actually had a little war with the Great Khan, so that's kind of fun. So yeah, now the favour that was given to us that we were told to ask after from the NCR receptionist, we can call that in.
All I can tell you is to find Kachino. It's that chicken shit Benny off. Good riddance.
That was not the voice you had a second ago. New Vegas sometimes struggles when it assigns the wrong voice to the wrong character. Oh dear. And that's Kachino. I think he comes to find you. Is that him? No, that's just a thug. I'm pretty sure just by speaking to the receptionist, Kachino, who hangs around in the back room, does actually come and find you. So let's just go and find him, just in case he isn't coming. Oh, that's him. Hello. I hear you've been dealing with some business that's off limits for the family.
I don't give half a dick what you heard. Now get the fuck out of my face before I burn your sorry ass.
And then Kachino just walks away. Now you have two options now for kind of getting Kachino to speak to you. Either you can go up to his room. Various people will be able to give you a key to his room. For example, quite a few of the prostitutes actually, if you speak to them on the lower level, if you are sexually compatible with them. So say if you're female Black Widow, speak to a male prostitute. If you're female with Cherchez la Femme, speak to a female prostitute, things like that. They'll be able to give you a key with that perk. One other thing to note actually, this bartender in the Gomorrah. So just buy and sell to this bartender at the back of Gomorrah. She will buy things at their true value. So, for example, you can see there that the combat armor I've got is a value of 5,090, and she will actually buy it for 5,090. Obviously, she can't do that in this case because she doesn't actually have enough money to do that. But I will actually get rid of the Great Khan simple armor because I don't need that anymore. So, yeah, if you just have like a few bits and pieces to kind of sell and get rid of, this is actually not a bad place to do it. I don't know if that's a bug or if that's supposed to happen, but she does. I've noticed it before. So get rid of the cigarettes and stuff I'm carrying. So yeah, normally Kachino will just take a seat at this seat here, and you can easily sneak up behind him and pickpocket him. Because he's freaking the hell out, I'm going to show you the other way. This particular case. So go back to the receptionist, and you can ask her for a key to Kachino's room. And with barter of 55 or strength of 8, you can get it out of her. But I don't actually want to pay the money. Though you can, of course, just take the elevator up. And no one minds you just being here.
I got kicked out of Ultralux the other day.
And then this is Kachino's room here. Now, you can just get in without a key. It's a hard lock. It's not one of the locks that's unpickable where you need the right key to do it. So, yep, that's some free experience. And then just head up. And inside his desk, you will find Kachino's journal. So, Kachino's journal documents a couple of months of Kachino's activities, detailed ledger describing his business deals over the last few months, including the sale of chems and weapons. It's clear at a quick glance that these transactions are his own personal finances. This has been done behind the backs of the Unwerta family. Oh dear. So that done, just head back through to Kachino. So, just tell him you found this ledger that proves some of his side business.
The fuck did you get that? Okay, listen, buddy. That's some
Not
dangerous
buddy.
shit you got
Buddy is clearly a term for a
book can get
male.
me killed.
Offer to sell him back the journal, and he'll also want to recruit you to help him take down the leaders of the Omertas, because basically he's in trouble with the bosses, so he is willing to work with you to get rid of them. Okay, so basically what Kachino says is he's pointing you in the direction of two people. So there's the two bosses at Gomorrah. There is Sal, there's Big Sal and Nero. And all he knows, he doesn't know what their plan is, but he does know that they've brought in two people, Troik and Clandon. So we've got to go speak to those two people to figure out what they know. So as he's the closest and it's the easiest to do, let's go deal with Clandon. So let's go have a chat with Clandon, who is the specialist that they've brought in. But Kachino didn't know what he was a specialist in, really. He just knew that he's somehow connected to the boss's plan. So Clandon's upstairs in the suites where we were before too, so just head that way. And his room's actually open. You have to pick his lock, which is convenient. So let's go say hello to Clandon, who's dressed
Hey there.
very dapper. So, what do you do around here?
A little bit of this and a little bit of that.
So yeah, Clandon basically won't tell you anything about what he does. But there's a few clues around that Clandon isn't like as nice as he might initially seems at all. For example, bloody handprint on the wall, a kitchen that's absolutely full of blood, signs of a struggle, and a squirrel on a stick. So probably a squirrel murderer. Meanwhile, head to his bathroom with a trail of blood leading to it. And yeah, more signs of a struggle, more blood on the floor. So all in all, a little worrying. Ultimately though, what you want to do is you want to come to his room, and behind these two wardrobes, which are both dressers, which have some ammo in them, there's a safe hidden behind there. Crack open the safe. 100 bottle caps and snuff tapes. These tapes contain horrific sounds of murder and violence. You hear Clandon engaging in violent sex with women, and then hear the sounds of visceral and violent murder being carried out. Where's Clandon got himself to? Clandon's going for a little walk. I wonder if he's going where I think he might be going. Oh no, this is interesting if what I think is happening is about to happen. Clandon is heading to a room. A very particular room. Oh, no, he's not. No, he's not. And the other thing about Clandon is, round the corner from the elevators, on the other side from his suite, there's a locked door. Very hard locked. That's right here. Crack that open. And, yeah, welcome to Clandon's private room, where there is pictures of bums. There's a TV. There's a dead prostitute. There's some sexy sleepwear. There's a bone saw up on the shelf and a wrench, and then there's a camera which is kind of pointed at her backside. And okay. Okay, that actually freaked me out for a second there, because I didn't actually realise I had clicked on move. And there's a camera that's kind of pointed at her backside. This room is creepy. So about the room full of blood and dead hookers, I think the authorities would like to hear these tapes I found in your safe.
I think I should kill you before you have a chance to show those tapes to anyone. What do I have to lose?
So, unfortunately, I'm not entirely comfortable with this, but the only way to complete this in a no-kill fashion, given he will attack you if you basically insist that the tapes be handed over to the authorities, are you can say, you can't have the tapes, but I will keep them to myself if you leave and never come back.
Fuck, I was getting tired of this place anyways. I can find girls to play with somewhere else.
Yeah, and therefore it's made really, really clear that Clandon is just going to go and continue being a serial murderer somewhere else. Sometimes no kill isn't the most moral thing. Sometimes I feel like there are times when I really wish I could kill certain people, but them's the rules. Them's the rules. I'm allowed into the restricted area because of the key I got from Kachino. And now I can go into this area and have a word with Troik. So basically Troik is smuggling guns in and he initially refuses to cooperate. Now, if you have speech 80, then you can simply just tell him that you'll turn him into the NCR. Because basically his thing is how he's getting guns in is he has a contact in the NCR, so he's bringing guns in hidden inside NCR supply crates. You can, with speech 80, just get him to cooperate straight away. I don't want to do that because it's a bit mean to blackmail him, so I want to do this properly. So just head out of that room and there's a back way out that leads to the upstairs area, which again, you're totally allowed to be in now. So easiest way to get the evidence to exonerate him is just head into one of these two offices that's up here by the pool tables. Just close the door behind you. And then two ways you can do this. A terminal, or there's a safe up here. Now in the safe, there's a blackmail note. Very convenient. So basically all the note says is that it was a setup. The boss has actually killed a prostitute who had tried to run away from the casino anyway, and then left him in the room with Troik in order to blackmail Troik into cooperating. So I found proof that you're being blackmailed.
Well, that motherfucker. What the hell? Damn. Thanks for finding this.
Okay, so what can you tell me about the guns the Unwetters have?
They're keeping them in a little utility section down off the basement. I don't know what they're arming themselves for, but I know it isn't for the good of mankind.
He has now revealed that there are tons of guns, and obviously you will now want to get rid of them because you don't want the Unwetters to have that many guns. He said that he has some explosives that can do the job. Speech of 70, you can tell him to go and deal with the explosive himself, to go and plant the explosives to blow up the guns by himself. If he does, he dies, so I'm not going to do that because I feel like I'd be indirectly responsible for him doing that. So instead, I'm just going to tell him, give me the thermite and I'll destroy the weapons. So the guns in question are right here. You can instantly get in here earlier if you want. It's a very hard lock, so as long as you've got a very hard lock. But equally, if you are doing this no kill style, unless you haven't been putting any points into combat abilities, you really should be 100 lockpick by now. So before you plant the thermite, open the lockers because there's some good stuff in here. So valuable stuff, sniper rifle, assault weaponry. Then it's just a question of just plant the thermite. It's one in each corner. It's always corresponding with one of these big yellow containers. 3, and then one more. It's probably this one. Yeah, 4. So just put 4 lots down, and that's all the thermite. You'll know you've done the right number down because it will say the thermite's been removed. Then you just close the door and activate the detonator. Now it looks like I've just blown myself up, but I haven't. Promise I haven't. And that's why you want to get the guns first, because now you can't get any of the guns. Yeah, get the guns first.
I wouldn't mind taking a bite of you.
That's a really unfortunate thing for a ghoul to be saying. So, a ghoul saying that is a recipe for being shot.
Damn, you're looking tasty.
Okay, and again. Okay, this is where this starts getting really difficult. So let's speed to Kachina and turn in what we've done already. So, I've destroyed all the guns, and Clandon's leaving Gomorrah and will not be back.
Now we cut off the head of the serpent. Big Saul and Nero have to die.
So basically, Kachino insists that the bosses have to die, and it's the only way to complete this mission. So normally, what would happen is, he'll now take you upstairs, and you have to kill both of the bosses. However, if you have speech of 80, you can slip Kachino a gun. So speech of 80, convince Kachino that he has to do the killing.
Alright, I'll take care of them. Just give me the word when to start shooting.
And now we just follow Kachino upstairs. Problem is, Kachino doesn't stand a chance against Nero and Big Sal. They're actually quite tough guys, and they have a lot of, and they have some good guns on them. How do we get around that?
So I assume you know why we called you here.
So now the Big Sal and Nero will have a chat. And the problem is, they're both much tougher than Kachino. And them dying is the only way that this is actually going to happen. So I could say Kachino, shoot now, but Kachino will lose to them. So let's not do that just yet. Instead, let's just play along with them for a second. Did one of your contractors get lost?
Yeah, Clan will be hard to replace, but not impossible.
As a last request, will you tell me more about your plan?
Are you shitting me? You didn't even know what the plan was.
Here's what you really want. So, if you pass that speech 80 check, well, Nero didn't tell me any of this when he convinced me to take you out. So, you can lie and tell Big Sal that Nero is actually was actually working against him the whole time.
Nero, you backstabbing, two-timing motherfucker. I knew this day would come.
Right, stand up. Now.
You like that?
So, Nero is now dead. Combat armor on. And Kachino is just about able to take on Big Sal. There he goes. Those two guys. And there you go. Let's have a quick chat with Kachino.
Hey, thanks for all the hard work back there.
I'm planning on playing some games, Kachino. Perhaps you could help me out.
Of course, after all you did for me, here are some chips for you.
So there you are. You can talk Big Sal and Nero. One of them will kill the other. And then whoever is left should be weak enough for Kachino to finish them off if they're feeling lucky. Now, actually, this time I got lucky. I managed to do that first time. Normally, that takes a few attempts. Last time I did this, when I was doing the practice run of this, I had to like allow that to happen several times before things happened to go right. Just to prove to you, I'm playing by the rules here. No people killed. No people killed. That was definitely Kachino's kill, not mine. So that is Gomorrah, the main quest dealt with, and that was easier. That was easier than I was expecting. Some can be a little bit tricky in that. So there's a couple of other quests to do in and around Gomorrah. At this point, I was hoping to show Joanna, the prostitute's quest, but I've just had a look around. I cannot find her. She doesn't appear to have loaded into the area. I've checked everywhere and I've been in her room too. Yeah, there's one person here. It's just a normal gambler. It's not Joanna herself. I don't know where Joanna has got to. So okay, we will come back. We will come back and do Joanna's quest if I can find her later. I'm going to try again later and hope she actually loads into the level then. There is one other quest that I want to do in the Gomorrah. And you may remember, some 3 parts or so ago, we were asked by Boyd over at Camp McCarran to find Corporal White. And we know that Corporal White was actually dealing with Corporal White. We looked at Corporal White's journal and we found that he'd been visiting a prostitute at Gomorrah called Dazzle. So let's speak to her. You can, if you have a Medex in your inventory, you can just say, let's split this Medex and relax a while. So, speech of 35 or medicine of 35. That I feel like is the sort of thing that psychos, that option creeps me out, so I'm going to go for the medicine one. And with Black Widow, you can reduce her fee to 50. Not that there's really any point of it, like, there's literally no benefit to sleeping with anyone who's to sleeping with prostitutes in New Vegas. There's one unmarked quest, but you don't even get any experience for it, so there's no point. Okay, so then just ask her, do you ever spend time with a trooper named White?
Yeah. He used to go on and on about water and the farms east of the Strip. He was talking to one of the farmers named Bascom. Had some problem with NCR.
So with Gomorrah cleared out, how about we just, I'd say let's nip back to Moore and turn that quest in before we can continue on with the whitewash. Oh, Moore's hanging out in the lab again.
Have you discovered what the Omertas are up to?
So the Omertas were up to something big, but I stopped them. And if you do the Legion playthrough, you basically know they're planning to join up with the Legion. So that's good. Good that we stopped that.
Evidence suggests that Mr. House is planning to make some kind of move when the battle breaks out. I'm sending you to take Mr. House out of the equation.
So it's the NCR's wish that Mr. House over in the Lucky 38 is removed from the equation. So that's what we have to do next. Let's just nip upstairs. So here we are back in front of House. Obviously, I could get like a handful of experience by talking to him and telling him to and telling him that I'd recruited the boomers. He'd give me, like, I think it's 350 experience thereabouts for dealing with that. I don't want to do that, but because I've dealt with the Omertas too, he'd congratulate me for doing that. And unfortunately, that would mean I've gone so far down the Mr. House questline, the NCR would refuse to work with me. So, can't do that. So instead, time to do this. Oh, okay, just avoid the robots, it's fine. Yeah, it's literally that easy. Just, because the robots switch between their short-term and, their long-range and short-range weaponry really easily, when you're running various distances between them, it's really, really easy to just dupe them. Time to say hello to Mr. House. And out he comes. Now, as the screen said, exposing him to the air means there's a risk of microbe infection, basically saying Mr. House will now inevitably die of old age. Well, everyone will inevitably die of old age. That's not my fault, so I don't feel like that fundamentally is a kill. So let's talk to him.
Why have you done this?
I just don't trust a man who has had a pump fitted to his groin. Really? NCR asked me to get rid of you. Well, that's true.
You sad, misguided whore.
You see, using sexist language just makes me feel less bad about this. Here we are, the game gives you a way around so you can get rid of him without actually killing him. You won't be able to control anything, but I'll let you live.
No! Don't disable Cerebro! I'd rather be killed! Just kill me!
No. Do 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 do. Terminal. Disable cerebral interface. Yep. Done. And as you can see, his nice little glowy helmet is no longer on the blink, which means his little cerebral link is gone. Mr. House now cannot do anything. But he's not dead. You can see very clearly he's breathing, he's moving. He won't speak to you. He'll refuse to speak to you. So there we are. That's Mr. House dealt with, but as we can clearly see, still no people killed. Doesn't count as a kill because he's very clearly still alive. Yeah, this is the second time this episode where I've clearly come to the conclusion that no kill does not mean moral. Allowing Clandon to walk away from Gomorrah is clearly wrong. You're basically condemning women somewhere else to be killed. Meanwhile, letting Mr. House just kind of sit here and suffer until eventually he either starves or dies of infection, that's not great either. I kind of wish I could kill him just because it would be the kind of thing, but I can't. Never mind. And as you can see, all the robots are do not cause a problem at all. They're all kind of completely peaceable, and there's no one there anymore. Jane, however, interestingly goes missing because Jane, of course, was standing here. But yeah, Jane just goes away. Don't really know where she goes. She just disappears off the map when Mr. House is gone. So that's interesting. And with House out of the way, there's one other thing I can do for some free experience, which is I can go and speak to Yes Man. Because both Yes Man and Mr. House and the Legion, you can't go too far along their plots, or else NCR get annoyed and won't work with you anymore. But I can certainly put Yes Man into the House Matrix, so that's good. I'm ready for you to join me at the Lucky 38. Just head upstairs and this little cutscene happens automatically.
upgraded. Pretty neat, huh?
So there we are, a free 660 experience points. So that's all I want to do. I don't want to turn in all of the, I don't want to do the tribes to Yes Man, because I don't want to get too far down his quest tree, because that annoys the NCR.
Don't stay away too long.
So that's pushed me up to level 22. Yeah, I've just pushed repair and sneak up a bit. Okay, I'm pretty much out of perks that are in any way useful, so I'm going to take Fight the Power purely for +2 damage threshold against Legion. That might be just a little bit useful sometimes, so I'm going to go for that. But literally, I've basically run out of perks that are good. Yeah, you can see there, this is why I don't want to turn in any of the quests to Yes Man, because I've just activated Don't Tread on the Bear. So basically what that means is, if I go, I think it's just one more step down any quest tree with Yes Man. So if I turn in the tribes to him and tell him about all the tribes I've been friends with, then the NCR will just like somehow they'll find out and they'll refuse to work with me anymore. So we don't want to do that. Man, it's more just loves the lab.
Report.
She's just loving hanging out in the lab. Mr. House won't be a problem. He's been disconnected from his system.
But he's still alive? I'll have to remember to send someone to follow up on that later.
Oi!
Anyway, at least he's out of the picture for the time being. Recently, we've had scouts go missing in an area west of Helios, and I'm concerned that the Brotherhood is involved. I want you to find them, and once you do, finish them for good.
Is there a peaceful way to resolve this?
Don't even think about it. Any Brotherhood survivors likely harbor a deep grudge against us. We can't afford to leave such an enemy alive.
Oh, Moore, you're so
Maybe
short-sighted.
you'd like to bring the Brotherhood some flowers.
That's not a bad idea. So, that is Gomorrah and House dealt with. So, I'm going to call it a part there. Next week on Fallout New Vegas, No Kill, I'm actually going to be doing something a little bit different. I want to take some time out of the main quest, and I want to actually, I want to go deal with some companions, because so far, we've only dealt with Cass, and there's a lot of companions to deal with. So, next time on Fallout New Vegas, No Kill, I'm heading back to Freeside. And we're meeting up with Arcade, and we're going to be doing a fair few companion quests. We're not just going to do Arcade, we're going to do a few people. So, that's going to be next week. But in the meantime, thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for listening. I've been John. This has been Many a True Nerd, and this has been Fallout New Vegas, No Kill. Thank you very much, and goodbye. This is turning into a humanitarian matter. I need to assist. Go, go, go. Oi, let me pass. I was trying to do the right thing. Kind of like a really naff version of RoboCop. Okay, this just got interesting. The Legion just caught up with me. Oh, you're going to regret just chilling out affectionately right there.